Welcome, everyone, to the Soul Center 6 p.m. Dharma Recovery Meeting in Spokane, Washington. And it's hybrid, so it's online also. We have people all the way in Alaska, stretching all the way across to Florida and Canada, just everywhere. So it's good to see everybody online. I'm going to get me back to where I can see all your faces. Wonderful. Um, and I'm excited uh, about this month's topic. Um, which has been listed as be curious or be closed off. Um, and we also can think of it as wise view, but I like the reimagining because it gives me a neat way to look at it. So the other day, I got myself a new computer set up, which didn't cure all my ills. Every time I think I'm going to buy something, I think, wow, this is going to fix a lot. And it's nice to have. I'm glad I bought it. But I had my AirPods in. I've never had AirPods before, but they're noise canceling. So I was listening to someone talk, and then I had to go to work. It was before I went to work. So I pulled them out, and I pulled one out in the ear. I go, my computer is going, shh. I go, why is it making that noise? And I stopped to go, that's not my computer making that noise. That's the freeway I hear all the time. When I'm in the front porch meditating, I'm very aware of that noise. And the freeway is like a mile away, but it's loud. It makes a noise. It's like a river. It's susurrus at that distance. And I'm like, these noise canceling AirPods blocked out this noise that was going on all around me. And I was absolutely unaware it existed during that time. So much so that when I pulled them out, I was shocked upon its return. So I'm like, oh, okay. The minute I did that, because, I'd been spending a while thinking about wise view, about being curious and being closed off, I'm like, it's kind of like that. And I remembered a story from 20 years ago when I was helping supervise a crew at a treatment center. Um, Back in one of my first clean times. This is not my first clean times, my second, third, maybe fourth. I don't know how many. There's been a lot. This one's been a long one. I We had a person who was really negative, and she accused us of looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. And me being the smart aleck I am, I go, well, at least we're not looking at it through poop colored glasses. It sticks to me all these years later because in my meditation, that's one that'll pop up. This ancient memory. This happened. I'm willing to bet you it happened in 1995, 31 years ago, and so it would be my first major period of abstinence. And I'm like, wow, we really do have lenses that we see the world through. And of course, then I was thinking, oh, positive mental attitude. And I said, well, you can be positive or negative, which is another lens. You can be positive or negative. Well, you can see it multiple ways. So I was still there in that lens. So be curious or be closed off. I really try now. I like to argue. I'm arguing less as I grow more in my recovery and more in my practice. But I like to debate. And I find myself sometimes in the wonderlands of social media. Wonderland meaning you're going down a rabbit hole. And I try now not to automatically assume something is wrong. And I'll ask myself what is right about it. Even as I verify information to see whether it's correct or not, I always ask myself, what is right about this idea? In what ways is this person or group expressing a good idea, even though I find the idea um, not to my liking? Um, I'm not attached to it. I just want to stay away from it. And I do the same thing about ideas I think are right. And I go, well, what ways are these ideas wrong or not the best idea? And I challenge myself to do that so I don't get caught in my own dogma. And I'm really good at making dogmas. So I really, political and religious. So I'm really careful about that. I'm aware that I, as a human being, am inhabited by voices and ideas and concepts that are not my own. Many of the things I picked up through parents, through families, through friends, through peoples in churches, and then later through people in Buddhist sanghas, and picked up in books and television and social media, just everywhere. These things have influenced me. I live in an environment that is rich in those things, as we all do. And I remember when I was a senior and I read Robert Pirsig, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, which is amazingly not a lot about Zen. Different topic. Um, he wrote the laws of physics and of logic, the number system, the principle of algebraic substitution. These are ghosts. We believe in them so thoroughly, they seem real. I love, and I've remembered this since I was a senior in high school reading that. Um, I love the ideas of ghosts, that if I read a book and it impacts me a lot, it's like there's a ghost in my head. And the voices of my mom and my brother, my dad and my aunt, and everyone whom I've loved and hated, they're ghosts. And even when I think of, Persig's view on that with math and physics and logic, I think, okay, that's a great point. These are things that we think are so real that we are thoroughly enamored with them and believe they're real. And then I'm like, in what ways are they real? Well, the ideas of number systems and algebraic systems and physics and logic are real enough that an airplane works. I need to understand that them not being real does not necessarily mean that they do not work and do not describe what is real well enough to be useful, and not getting trapped in the everything is an illusion system. And it is. Like Julia says, it's the truth, but not the whole truth. That's my favorite Juliaism. I use that a lot. I'll run into somebody, go, that's the truth, but that's not the whole truth. We're leaving stuff out here. And sometimes it's to me and sometimes it's to someone else, but it is something I'm always thinking about. What we practice in Buddhism can't be contained in a dogma. One of the important things I remember is that Buddha was not a Buddhist. You know that statement. Christ was not a Christian. Buddha was not a Buddhist. Um, Buddhism can't can be contained in dogma. Recovery can't be contained in dogma. I see, to me, how patriarchal, archical Buddhism is, and see that that is not a necessary thing or a best practice. And by realizing this, I am in opposition to a majority of the Buddhists on the planet Earth. Doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. It just means that I do not want to put myself in the confines of everything that is written down or practiced is gospel. I'll use that word just to be funny. I question how 12 steps are right and wrong. What's really great about the 12 steps and all the slogans they have, and what's wrong with it? Because there are things that are very useful to me in them, and there are things that may be harmful to people. People sometimes will radically become incarcerated by an ideology, and they're not able to experience reality. Um, they're not able to experience it because they're incarcerated in a ideology, a dogma, whether it's being a Democrat or a Republican, or a Muslim or a Jew, a 12-step person or a psychiatrist. This does not mean all ideologies are the same. Some are friendlier to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha and recovery than others. And it also means I do not want to be caught in the trap of thinking something is ultimate truth when it's an illusion. It takes courage for me to say much of what I see of Buddhism and recovery is illusion. I must develop discrimination to overcome discrimination. To be curious, to have wise view, I need to be discerning in order not to judge things in such a way that I separate myself from experiencing reality. I'm going to close just what I'm talking about. Um, there's a very famous sermon. It's called the Flower Sermon. Buddha gave the sermon to a bunch of people on a peak called Vulture Peak. I like that name, Vulture Peak. And Buddha had been asked a lot of questions, and he did not speak. He took a lotus flower and lifted it up. And this confused a lot of people, except for, I hope I say this right, a person named Mahakaya Syapa who smiled. Many Buddhists have interpreted this to mean that ultimate reality cannot be found in scriptures or in words. But sadly, saying that, we have scriptures and words. So to me, I think it's best for me to go to that image painted by my own Western self of a person holding a lotus flower and a person seeing it, getting it, and smiling. Having that moment of awakening, seeing the lotus flower. And just try to keep it simple. I'm going to do a quick chant and meditation. I want to do one day at a time, go slowly, breathe, and smile, because I like the smile word, and the smile will remind me of Mahakaya Syapa and his smile. You can join me or follow along in your head or just sit in silence. One day at a time, go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time, go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time, go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time, Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. One day at a time. Go slowly, breathe and smile. You're free to repeat the chant in your head or to just breathe, releasing yourself from all dogma and concepts and just being in the present moment. Namaste. Okay. Dedication of merit. May all places be held sacred. May all beings be cherished. May all injustices of oppression, devaluation, and theft be fully righted, remedied, and healed. May all who are captured by hatred be freed to the love that is our birthright. May all who are bound by fear discover the safety of understanding. May all who are weighed down by grief be given over to the joy of being. May all who are lost in delusion find a home on the path of wisdom. May all wounds to forest, rivers, deserts, oceans, all wounds to Mother Earth be lovingly restored to bountiful health. May all beings everywhere delight in whale song, bird song, and blue sky. May all beings abide in peace and well-being, awaken and be free. Namaste.
Namaste.